All right, we are here with Mike Flynn, 1971 graduate from Jeffersonville High School. He is also was named 1971 Mr. Basketball, Indiana Mr. Basketball, and was inducted into the Indiana High School Basketball Hall of Fame. Mike, how are you doing today?
Good, Andrew. How you doing?
Doing good. I appreciate you coming on here with us.
Glad to be on.
Thank you. So let's start off with just some highlights of what you've been doing since you graduated.
Well, since I graduated from Jeff or Kentucky.
Well, we'll say Jeff first, and you can touch on Kentucky a little bit if you'd like.
Well, of course, when I graduated from Jeff, I went to the University of Kentucky, graduated in '75. And my senior year down there, we went to the national championship game.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, the day before the game, Johnny Wooden, the great coach at UCLA, he announces his retirement. And of course, we don't have a chance to beat him next day. They're going to win his last game, so we end up losing, of course. So that was very disappointing. But then I got drafted by the Indiana Pacers. So I went up to Indianapolis, played there for 3 years. And then when I got done there, I moved up to New York City to live with my girlfriend at the time. And while I was up in New York City, I met this guy at a New York Knicks game. And he was running a camp up in the Catskill Mountains. It's called Kutcher Sports Academy. And he asked me to come up and work it during the summer. So I did. And there was a coach there, an American coach, coaching over in Sweden. And he was looking for a guard, an American guard. And he liked how I played. He knew I played in the NBA. And so they signed me. I was my own agent. I didn't hire an agent, but we went over there and enjoyed our time in Sweden for 3 years. It was a nice experience. I really enjoyed it. And then came back home, and I got into the banking industry. And I was a banker for like over 25 years. I had my own business as a mortgage banker, mortgage broker for 17 years. So I did that. And I did a little substitute teaching in the past few years, but I'm almost 67, and I'll probably end up just retiring. I probably won't be doing anything else.
No,
so that's it.
That's awesome. No, thank you so much for sharing just a lot of tremendous successes. So what are some things that you took away from Jeffersonville High School, and then some memories that you have that help carry you through those successes beyond high school?
Well, the first thing I remember about it, my father was a ticket man down there during the games at the old field house. And he would take me and my brother to the games, and we'd go in. And I'd always want to go upstairs in the balcony and look down right on the basketball goals from up top. Mm-hmm. I was like 9 or 10 years old. And I remember then, I wanted to play at Jeff. So I kept working on my game. I just wanted to play there. I didn't know I was going to have the success I did, but I just remember my senior year at Jeff, going into the field house. That was like my stage to perform on, and the place would be packed. And I had a fantastic senior year, and the way it ended up. Of course, we get beat in the sectional by Floyd Central. I didn't like that. That was very disappointing. But they had a heck of a team, and they made it to the Final Four. That's how good they were. Yes. And we had beaten them in the regular season, and then they beat us in the sectional.
Wow, that was.
You probably don't know this, but they beat New Albany, they beat us, and then they beat Providence in the championship game in the sectional. They had to beat the 3 best teams besides Floyd Central to win it, so they earned it.
That was the Super Hicks, is that correct?
The Super Hicks with Jerry Hale, and he went down to Kentucky with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow, that was some good basketball in Southern Indiana.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, and then, Andrew, of course, Jeff, the next year, after I graduated, they went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And got beaten in the championship game, I think. And then 2 years later, they went back up there again, but they got beat. But, yeah, I mean, it was during that time, Jeff was really loaded with talent.
Yeah, that just kind of goes to show you this sectional, just every year how difficult it is to get out of, because you could have a great shot of whoever wins a sectional to win a state championship, almost every year. I mean, it's pretty incredible the talent that's in this sectional.
It is. Yep.
For,
Yeah.
for
Some
sure.
great
So,
teams up there in that section.
yeah, absolutely. So, especially coming from yourself as a former Mr. Basketball, what's some advice that you have for current or future Jeff players, having been through it and achieved that great success? What are some things that they can do for themselves to be able to reach those same levels of success?
Well, just make sure that the kids work hard, work on their craft, that they need to work on their skills, especially the shooting skills, because shooting is the most important skill in basketball. You got to put the ball in the basket, and especially the three-pointer, the way it's used today. I hope you like to shoot threes.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's the way basketball is now.
Yes.
I mean, back when I played in the ABA and they had the three-pointer, we'd take 3 or 4 three-pointers a game, and now they're taking 30 a game.
Exactly.
That's how the game has changed. It's crazy.
It is. It is.
But another thing kids need to do, and I'm sure they do this, I'm sure kids lift weights and work out to get stronger, and speed, maybe wear some ankle weights or weighted vests and work out with that.
For sure. Absolutely. No, that,
and also,
shooting makes every other aspect of the game a lot easier whenever people have to honor your shot.
Yeah. And another thing kids need to do, they need to play against great competition. They need to play against kids that are better than them. That's how they're going to get better. They got to play against older kids and try to get in the game if they can and compete against older kids. You know, that competition will make them better.
Absolutely. Well, Kobe Bryant always, he always said how exciting losing was, and everybody kind of thought, well, that's kind of weird, but he liked losing at times because it made him look at what his weaknesses were and have to correct it and become even better. And that kind of goes with what you said. You don't know that unless you play better competition and figure out what those things are that you need to work on.
Yeah. And another thing they need to do, they need to listen to their coaches like you. They act like they know everything, and they don't. And they need to listen to their coaches because the coaches are there to help them.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to show this video before practice, day one of practice, to my team so they know. But well, no, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us, and I appreciate you sharing some stories and advice for our players, and it's a real honor for me to speak with you, being at Jeff and just the tradition and the history. And I know you're such a big part of that. And I really appreciate you taking time to speak with me, just about the history of Jeff.
Yeah, no problem, Andrew. And if you ever need me to do anything or help out in any way, just call me and let me know. I'll be glad to try to help out if I can.
Awesome.
I've got a lot of free time.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. You have a great day.
Okay, Andrew. Hey, good seeing you, and best of luck to you.
All right. You too. Thank you.
All right. See you.